It's me, Kia. Welcome to my channel, Tip for Tap Tarot. So today I am going to do a pick a card. I have 3 choices. I'm going to flash a picture up on the screen so you can kind of see the choices a little bit better. We have the Magician, the High Priestess, and the Hierophant. This is a reading about what are your spiritual gifts and how can you tap into them and strengthen them. So go ahead and pick one of these that most resonate with you. I'll have the timestamps in the description box. And if you like this tip from Spirit, you can go ahead and tap the like and subscribe button. See you in your reading. Hello, my little magicians. So you're pile 1 and you have chosen the Magician. I have a couple oracle cards as well, but I'm going to whip out the tarot to like clarify and get some more information. But so I have chosen the Magician to represent the gifts of like faith and working miracles. And the reason I chose the Magician was because, well, you know, one, the whole idea of the Magician definitely implies this level of faith as well as like miracles, because he's literally doing magic. But I think it's really important to note that when you're thinking about in regards to tarot, like the Fool's Journey, the first person that the Fool meets is the Magician. And that's really important because the very first lesson that the Fool is taught is that he has all the power and resources to make his thoughts into reality. You know, like a lot of different, like the Rider-Waite Tarot shows the Magician, you know, pointing his finger up and one down, so that whole saying of as above, so below. So it's the idea that, you know, through like his own faith and magic, and he's given all the tools he needs to make anything that he wants into reality. And here, you know, you're seeing, you know, he's got all the tools. He's got a sword, which is like of the mind. He's got a cup, which is the emotions. There's like a wand here, you know, for like the fire energy, the passion and the inspiration and the drive. And I don't know, actually, oh, yep, I do see coins, like pentacles, so it's also indicating you have the actual physical resources as well to make whatever it is that you want into reality, all right? I really love this card. I think it's so great because it's got like all these other little extra things on it. It's got like books and tarot cards and, you know, you got the moon in the background, so it indicates some kind of like, it reminds me of like, I don't know, like kind of like being like just a, you know, a magic person or like a magician or a witch or something, you know, doing a spell. Oh, put it right there, I guess. Maybe I'll pull my camera back a little bit. There we go. Okay. So I got a couple oracle cards that are kind of, I'm going to add to this, and then I'm going to pull out my tarot here. And we're going to explore how it is that you can strengthen this gift. Okay? And we're going to kind of figure out which one it's really, because I put it into 2 categories, like I said, faith and miracles. So we're going to see which one, if it's both, or maybe it's focusing on just one. So this oracle card says leadership, and it has a polar bear on it. Ah. This one says ritual. It's corn. It's got a Leo sign on it. And this oracle card says resourcefulness and aloe. Oh, and by the way, this one has number 10 on it, if you didn't see that. Yeah, so it's kind of funny. Those are just right off the bat, those are 2 things that I already mentioned. How I said reminding me of like doing rituals. You got ritual. And then you got resourcefulness. So yeah, this is definitely pointing to This is like about having faith that you do have everything that you need in order to make your thoughts into reality. You already have it, you always have, and you have to believe that. I do think that this is also pointing towards like a way to strengthen this gift would be to engage in some kind of like ritual, like, and it really could be anything, like very simple, like even like it could just be like lighting a candle and meditating. It could be more involved, like the way this card shows, of actually going out on the full moon and you know, throwing stuff into a cauldron or whatnot. I mean, cooking itself could even be like a ritual that you could do to strengthen this. Because to me, when it comes to like making things happen through faith, it's really about intent to me. Like, I don't personally believe in like, I would never sell like spell work to people. I would never say, oh, pay me this much money and I'll do a spell for you, because I do not believe that that is necessary. I really believe that anyone can do spells or make any, you know, make things happen through their own faith and through their own intention. And it's really ultimately about, like, you know, if you go out and let's say you're going to do some kind of spell that, I don't know, involves like, yeah, like I said, cooking or something. If you purposely are going out and you're looking for, you know, the bay leaves, and you go and get the candles, or you make the candles, and you write things down, and you're putting all that intention, you're putting all that effort in, that's what gives it power. It's not like you necessarily need some special plant necessarily. It's the effort you're putting in to go find it. Like, you know, let's say you needed like something like dandelions. If you actually take the time and the effort to go out and find them and pick them, that's what's going to give them their magic. And then the faith of you believing that is what's going to make the magic happen. I don't believe that you need to go and pay someone money and they have to do it. I don't think that that's kind of, you know, what this whole reading is about, is like encouraging you to realize that you have these spiritual gifts and you can do these. And so yeah, this is encouraging you to in order to like make things happen, or even literally to the most extreme of like miracles, it's having faith in, you know, in your own ability and believing in your own resourcefulness, and that you have the resources, you can get the resources. And also, you know, I think it's like stepping into your power, like how this is leadership, is being a leader and believing that you're a leader. Again, that's the first lesson that the fool is learning. He's learning from the magician that he has all the power and ability to do this himself. It's not telling him to go ask someone else. Granted, there is a level of you need to have faith, because like the gift of faith is, it's having faith in, like, say, God or the universe or whatever power that you know, believe in. And it doesn't actually take, there's no real effort or work on your part when utilizing that gift. It's ultimately just believing and having faith. Let me give you an example. So let's say somebody tells you that they are struggling financially and they're really afraid that they're not going to be able to pay their rent and they're going to get evicted. They're really worried about it. The gift of faith would be you saying to them, you're going to be able to pay your rent, you're going to get the money, and you really believe that, and you don't do anything. But all of a sudden, because you really had that faith, next thing you know, somehow they're given the money, or they find the money, or they get some new, better job, just something happens and they're able to pay their rent. That is the magic of the gift of faith. It requires no work or effort on your part. Now, the gift of miracles does require, that is going to require, that's like the universe or God or whoever you believe in working through you. I don't know, a really extreme example would be like, I think of like, biblically speaking, like say Moses parting the Red Sea. That's a miracle. Doing something that's seemingly impossible. It's not you doing it, it's really like God, Holy Spirit. But even still, in order to utilize either of these, you have to have faith, you have to believe, you know, and be like a leader. So let's see what else. Oh, yeah. Alright, Holy Spirit, so tell me about my little magician here, about their gift, their spiritual gift. How can they strengthen it? How can they use it? Okay. So the Nine of Swords and Judgment. Well, this is like right off the bat, like this is about having confidence, okay? Having confidence in your abilities. That's like the Nine of Swords is, you know, it's like about like anxiety on someone who's having this sleepless night, but it also is represented being a 9, it's like mastery, and it then being swords, it's mastery of the mind. So this really is about having confidence in yourself, in your own abilities. So the first thing is working on, you know, your self-esteem. With the Eight of Wands. Oh, I was only going to take one, but I'll take 2. Okay. And now we have the Two of Wands and the Emperor. So, yeah, I mean, being that this is representative of the gift of faith, this really is, again, is about having confidence in yourself, recognizing that you are a powerful person, and also stepping into a leader role. And it doesn't even necessarily mean like leading other people per se, but just having that kind of like inner confidence, that knowing that you are capable and that you can accomplish anything. I mean, the Emperor is going to be somebody who has a lot of confidence. He is a conqueror. And I feel like this also might be encouraging you to, how do I say this, like, kind of like, I'm kind of going back again to like the ritual thing here, and the way that this magician, it looks like some kind of ritual or magic that's happening. I feel like doing something, like a physical act, will like strengthen your faith like I was saying, for example, like specifically going like into a quiet space and like say lighting a candle and maybe even writing down what it is that you want to happen and really like meditating on that. Definitely I'm trying to think of how to say this. It's like, you know, when it comes to like utilizing like the gift of faith or whatever, you really need to eliminate the worry or the anxiety that it won't happen. So let's say you're going to, like, okay, let's say you want a better paying job. You want to be like financially successful. You want to be like financially stable, for example. And you have to know that, be it God or the universe or whatever exactly it is that you subscribe to in your belief, that, and it might even, again, you might not even have like a religious viewpoint. You might actually, you know, just believe that your thoughts make your reality, okay? So it's not, you have to realize that that is meant for you. And so it's not like, let's say you're praying, you don't go, you know, dear God, please give me financial stability. I really hope that you'll do that. No. Having faith is saying, you pray and say, God, thank you for giving me financial security. Thank you for giving me financial abundance. God, thank you for making me successful because I know that's what you want. You want me to be successful. You want me to be happy. You want me to be stable. You want me to be able to like feed myself or feed my children or whatever it is that you know, want. As long as you are praying in accordance to what, you know, God or the universe wants for you, you don't need to be like, I hope you'll do this. Please do it. You say thank you for doing it, you know? You need to eliminate that anxiety and doubt from your mind, because faith is having, like, just like I said in that example of like the person who was worrying if they were going to pay their bills, the gift of faith is being able to say, don't worry, you are going to be able to do it. And you really believe it, and it happens. That's the gift of faith, okay? That's your spiritual gift, is the ability to just believe, and it happens. So you need to eliminate any kind of like doubt from your mind about it. You need to recognize that your thoughts create your reality. So if you're constantly thinking, I'm never going to be able to like have a good job, I'm never going to be able to buy a house, or I'm never going to be able to do this, or I'm never going to be happy, then that's what is going to happen. You have to be like, no, I am going to be happy. I know I am, and thank you so much, universe. Like, you know, if you're going to go out, if you're praying about it, pray as if you've already gotten it. Thank the universe, thank God for giving it to you already, because it is already yours. Being confident, being strong, being a leader already, like recognizing that you are a magician, you are a leader, you are an emperor, you already have it, it's already yours, and it will be. Yeah, and things will only move faster for you, really. I feel like when you step into that that confidence, and you really do your best to focus on the positive and having faith that it's already yours, the momentum will just continue to pick up, and it'll just go and go and go. Like, it'll just get better and better. You know, and I do feel like judgment is like actually is telling you to recognize, like, really have faith in what, you know, God or spirit or the universe, whatever you believe, has in store for you, what it wants for you. Like, it's already done. I kind of feel like that's what I'm getting a message of. Like, that's why I was saying think. Don't say, oh, I hope you'll do this. Please do. No, thank you for doing this for me. Or like, I already have it. It's already mine. Like, that kind of mindset, because it's already meant to be. It already is. So you don't even need to worry about it. Let me get a couple more. Yeah, I like that. That's a good message. Oh, I'm going to put this back. Just a cup. Okay. All right, I'll take that one. We have a 3 of Wands. I guess these really did want to come out. All right, the 4 of Pentacles, the Hanged Man, and the 2 of Swords. And this was at the bottom, the Ace of Wands, and that one really wanted to come out. Yeah, you really, in order to like utilize your gift of faith, you really need to change your perception. This really is asking you, like, it is this, like, Spirit's really telling you that you do have the gift of faith. You can, just by simply, like, this, and to me, this is probably, like, one of the most powerful gifts, I would say. I think it's one of the best gifts to have from Spirit, the gift of faith, the ability to just have faith and have things happen. Is such it really is just amazing, because I said it doesn't, like, even require any, like, serious, like, work or effort on your part, except for the fact of mastering your own mind. And, you know, Spirit is really telling you that you need, like, a change in perception, and you need to stop allowing, like, the unknown, or not knowing what's going to happen, or the fact that when you have to make a choice and you don't know all the facts, you need to, like, stop allowing that to, like, basically paralyze you. You're like that really is the enemy to your gift, is like any kind of fear of the unknown, or the fear of it's the right thing, or the fear of if it's going to happen or if it's not going to happen, or whatever. It leaves you, like, stuck and paralyzed. And there's, like, it's almost like, and I feel like this could very well, like, some of the things that you might be dealing with might actually have to deal with, like, specifically, like, money or a job, or just, like, financial security. And there's, like, I feel like there might even be something that you want to do specifically, and it might even be going for a new job or just doing something, and you're afraid to do it because you don't know if it's, like, that's the thing, is you're not utilizing your gift of faith. You're over here in this 4 of Pentacles energy, and you're holding on to the very little things that you have. Like, you know, he's holding on, 4 of Pentacles is stability, but it's like the bare minimum of stability, you know? It's not like abundance. It's not 10 of Pentacles. And he's so afraid of losing the little bit that he has that now he can't even get more. He can't move. Literally, he can't stand up. He can't move his arms. He can't do anything. Even his, like, crown chakra is blocked off, his heart is blocked off, his feet are stuck on, he's stuck. And this like fear of not, knowing what's going to happen is paralyzing you, and Spirit is telling you that you have the gift of faith, and as long as you truly believe and have faith, then you are going to get exactly what it is that you want, and you don't need to be worried about like trying to go like move forward. You don't need to worry, you know? You, like I said before, you're a leader, you're an emperor, you're a magician, you're a really powerful person, and you can basically like, I mean, you can be the emperor, you know what I mean? Like that is the pinnacle of like stability, and there's like some fear of like losing control, or not saying you're controlling, but more like that things will become chaotic, and that's not what you want. But in reality, like by being afraid, you are causing chaos in your own mind. And just like how this in the Nine of Swords, this is about mastery of the mind. You need to master your mind. And like his blanket here has all the symbols of like the astrological signs. It's like literally Spirit saying like wrap yourself in like the power of like the universe, like having faith that you are protected. That's like what I think about a blanket being like protecting you, and for the Judgment to be the very next card says to me that, Spirit is trying to reassure you that what is yours is already yours. It's already done. It's just a matter of you believing it and taking it. And as soon as you do that, you're going to come out of this stagnant, stuck energy, and you're going to like move forward incredibly fast. New possibilities are going to pop up. You need to, so many new opportunities are going to come for you, and like it's just a magic, the moment that you really have faith. And that is a hard thing to do. I get it. Like actually having real faith and not worrying about it and really believing is a hard thing. And that's why I think that you're also being encouraged to do some type of like ritual, like meditation, like a physical act that's going to like strengthen that mental. So like I said, like lighting a candle and like meditating, praying, going out and like, even if you grabbed a bay leaf and wrote something on it and burnt that bay leaf and really believed that that was going to do it, it would do it, Yeah. That you have a really incredible, powerful gift, one that I think many people would want. And in a way, it's almost the hardest to utilize because it requires us to let go of our fear and doubts. But on the other hand, once you can do that, it's actually one of the most easiest gifts to use because it requires no effort besides that. So this really is telling you to master your own mind and have confidence in you, in your ability, your mental powers. You are an incredibly intelligent, smart person, and you have the ability, because I chose the Magician as being like the gift of faith and miracles. You can make miracles happen. It's Mercury, which is like a planet about communication. So ultimately this is saying like your thoughts and your words can literally speak things into existence by actually, so maybe even that, you're being encouraged that to say things out loud. I will be successful. I will break free of this. I am going to be a leader. I'm going to get that promotion. I will have the resources to do this. I am going to be able to pay my bills, And the best part about this is when you master this ability and you can do it for yourself. This isn't just about doing it for yourself. You can do this for other people. You can use your faith for other people. Your faith is enough to make other people's lives better. that's what's so amazing about this ability. You can speak these things into existence because your thoughts, your speech creates your reality. It really is about the power of your mind. All right. So I think that's it. I really love this for you, my little magician. So let me know in the comments if you liked this and if it resonated. Bye-bye. Hello, High Priestess. So you've chosen pile 2, which is the High Priestess. I have some oracle cards underneath, and then I'm going to whip out the tarot to kind of do some more clarifying. So the High Priestess, the gifts that I have assigned to her are actually a couple of them. And we're going to see which one kind of comes through, or maybe even it's all 3. But the gifts are the gift of wisdom, the gift of knowledge, and the gift of discerning spirits. And what I mean by that is the gift of wisdom would be telling the future, knowing the future, being like psychic. I suppose the gift of knowledge is also a type of psychicness, because the difference between wisdom and knowledge is wisdom is the future, where knowledge is knowing the present and the past. So it'd be like having some kind of knowledge about a present or past situation in which the only way you know this is like literally through some kind of divine knowledge, okay? And the gift of discerning spirits is the ability to discern what kind of people, or what, like when you meet someone, what kind of person they are. You know, this is being able to know if they're lying, if they're telling the truth, if they have bad or good intentions, and even knowing like if they're incredibly like depressed or angry. It's just like knowing things about people that you could meet them for the very first time, and there's really no way that you would know it except for just deep down inside your intuition tells you, and which I think perfectly encompasses the High Priestess energy. So I'm going to flip over these oracle cards and we're going to see what they say. So this one is blessings. This one has number 12 on it. It says affection, and the plant is sorrel. Oh, it's got the sign of Taurus on it. And this one is red root, and it says shadow side. So right off the bat, I think that this, more than anything, is really focusing on the gift of being able to discern spirits. And I say that specifically because of this one that says shadow side, as well as this one that has like this mirror with a black cat in it. So I really feel like Spirit is saying that you have the ability of a great discerning, you know? Like your intuition is so strong that when you're able to tell what kind of person someone is when you meet them. You're able to tell if they have good or bad intentions. You're able to tell if they are lying to you, if they are telling the truth. You know if you're able to trust them or not. Right off the bat. Just a very keen sense of like what kind of person someone is and like how to deal with them, so to speak. And, I mean, potentially, if you believe in it, you know, it's also the ability to see if someone has some kind of like dark entity in them. And it might even be able to like, it's like, you might be able to look at people and know if they have some kind of like spiritual gift as well, you know? You would know if someone like, it's like, discerning spirits is such a great gift because it would be like, the ability, let's say you actually went to like a church or some kind of like spiritual thing, or you met with like a tarot reader or something. It's the ability to like to immediately recognize if they are fake or real. Are they someone who's just trying to make money? Or are they actually somebody who genuinely like really like connects with God or the universe or spirit? It's knowing like you could go to a church and immediately be like, I know that these people are truly like touched by the Holy Spirit and really like good people, or no, these people are pious and fake. I know that this preacher is actually a liar, you know? You could, and this could be like so like intense that you could even like, this could be people you've never even met before. You could see a picture of someone and just immediately like know things about them. You could know if someone was guilty or innocent, really, just by their energy. You might even be able to see like auras, something like that. And I think that this also, though, extends to yourself, like being able to really discern your own spirit and knowing if someone's like you just kind of, you might even be able to know if something was off, like if someone was trying to like, again, it's if you believe in it, you know, like if someone was trying to like, I don't know, do like black magic or something on you, being able to sense that, recognize that. So I do think that this is mostly focusing on discerning spirits rather than wisdom and knowledge. But they kind of all go hand in hand, because it might be that, you know, you could have like be able to tell what kind of person someone is, but then at the same time have some kind of knowledge about what they've done or something that's happened to them. It could definitely be all, or knowing, what's going to happen to them. And I feel like 12 is a really important number. Like it's a really like divine kind of number, when you think there was like 12 disciples, like if, when it comes to like Christianity, for example, or there's 12 months in a year. 12 is a really special number. So that might even be like the number, and like that's number 2, but it reminds me of an 11. So maybe the number 11 and 12 have some kind of meaning to you, or maybe you should look up 11, 12 or 11, 12 together, There's also something to be said, I just want to say again, because of this black cat in the mirror, it kind of makes me feel like that you have the ability as well to kind of like when people, I don't know, I feel like maybe you find that sometimes some certain people end up kind of steering clear of you, and you wonder why. And I think it's because you mirror to people their shadow side. You mirror things back to them. Like I don't know, there's like some kind of sense of feeling exposed upon meeting you, and that makes some people really uncomfortable. Some people don't want to face that, and so they would rather just avoid you and that kind of, energy. And I think you're also just someone, I think specifically too, really good at like something about like the shadow side, the dark side of things, really being able to like see that, deal with that, mirror it back to people, All right, Spirit, how can my high priestess here, how can they strengthen their spiritual gift of discerning spirits and or wisdom and knowledge? Mirror work might be something that you do or want to do. We got the Ace of Swords, the Four of Wands, the Two of Pentacles. Ah! Too much. I'll take this one though. I feel like getting one more, but, and the King of Pentacles here. How can my high priestess strengthen their spiritual gift? You definitely have an incredibly sharp mind. I was only gonna get one, but I guess I'll take both. So Nine of Cups and the Emperor. You definitely have I was saying an incredibly sharp mind. I think absolutely immediately know if something is true or it's bullcrap. It's funny I'm saying bullcrap or bullshit because that's the Taurus sign, and then literally this is a King of Pentacles, which is also can be a Taurus. There's a bull. He's literally got his foot on a bull. It looks like here, or I don't know, like a ram or something. No, a ram would be the Emperor, I guess. But some kind of, so you might be like an Earth sign. You might be a Taurus, maybe an Aries. But yeah, really able to like see bullcrap immediately. You know if something is the truth or a lie. We have another like 1111 here. That's a 2, so I feel like that number is really like important, which it is a very like a lot of people find that to be a very like spiritual kind of number here. So how that you can strengthen this ability to discern spirits. I'm just kind of feeling it. Give me a moment. I do feel like there's something about there's like something about balance, yin and yang, because I was seeing like something about like on the shadow side, the darker side, beyond the veil kind of energy. I think though that there is something to be said of making sure that you purposely try to surround yourself with positive people, and in positive situations, because I do feel like you could easily become really drained if you don't do that, because I think that you are somebody who's probably like very like sensitive to other people, and sometimes negativity is a lot easier to kind of pick up on or focus on. So, but you have to remember that discerning of spirits encompasses, it's not just about, you know, seeing the bullcrap or knowing if someone is a liar or a bad person or what have you. It's also about the other side. So you really, because you have the ability to see the good side in people too. Being able to see like someone is really gifted, someone's really special. You might even be like, there could be somebody who doesn't get a lot of like say attention or recognition, and you can immediately pick up on that they have a lot of greatness or amazing qualities about them. And so to strengthen that is really trying to push you towards make sure you're not just looking at the bad side. Try to purposely put yourself around positive people and positive situations. I also think there's something to be said about being grounded. Again, there's something about being like not allowing yourself to be drained. You need to purposely put yourself into situations of like, or kind of like make sure you are trying to like surround yourself with beauty. Kind of want to use the word luxury, I guess. Stuff like that, because yeah, you don't want to end up being so drained, because I think that if you are seeing like too much negativity, or that ends up being what you focus on, you can almost get lost in it, and it's going to muddle your ability to discern. It's kind of like I'm getting the idea of like, because you know some people, you might be like this, like if you're really empathetic, like social situations with a lot of people can end up being really draining. So I think that's also what this is saying, is make sure you're balancing between also giving yourself alone time and doing things for yourself specifically that are for you and where you can be alone. I think that that might be something that you really need, is you need to be able to take time away from other people in social situations, or else you become incredibly drained. Because there is this idea of needing to like balance. I also think that there is something saying here to like address even your own self, your own like shadow side. If you have any kind of like I don't know, I was gonna say something like just make sure you don't overindulge either. Like for example, like you might be like, I don't know if you like, just like something about like alcohol, for example, like maybe just make sure you take it easy on that. Don't drink too much or too often. Don't overindulge in things, because that can also like kind of make you much more susceptible to like being taken advantage of, but also like not being able to like, because you know alcohol does, it can lower our inhibitions as well as kind of make us like, you know, if you are a drinker, you ever have, you know, I hope not, but and a lot of people who've drank before usually have some kind of story where they're like, wow, wish I didn't do that, or, you know, or I put myself in a really bad situation. So some, I don't know if you actually do, if there are people around you that do a lot of that, like maybe a lot of partying, and like deep down in your gut you're like, this is not good, it's really messing up my equilibrium and it's just not good for me, but you're not listening to it. So I would say that you are being encouraged to make sure that you really like be balanced, and listen to your truth, you know? Like if your gut tells you that someone's not a good person, or that this person's just not good for you and it's going to lead to trouble, you need to trust that. Like just trusting in it right off the bat is what's going to strengthen it. Because the more you continue to ignore that, is the more that it's just going to become weaker and weaker, and you're just going to find yourself in, you know, crappy situations or being unbalanced. I do feel like a good situation, if you feel like you're only encountering like these kinds of people, I do feel like a positive situation is coming. Ooh, we got the Queen of Pentacles and the Magician. I do feel like a really positive situation is coming for you, especially if you feel like you have only been experiencing some kind of negativity, or it's like, why are only the people I meet are like really bad people, you know? Yeah, I feel like this is also something, it's like both discerning spirits, but also like wisdom. Or not wisdom, well, that could, you know, that's the future, but I meant knowledge, like knowing something right now. There's some kind of knowing of this could be like, you just really need to trust yourself and your own gut and your own intuition. Like if you get invited to a party, for example, this is an example, and something tells you, like, I just don't think I should go. I don't think it's going to be good. You need to listen to that, you know? I mean, sometimes, unfortunately, when it comes to trusting our gut, sometimes we don't always get validation or confirmation that it was the right choice, because let's say you're invited to an event and your gut says, no, I don't think I should go. You don't go. Sometimes maybe something bad happens and you find out about it and you're like, wow, I was right, good thing I listened. Sometimes you don't know, and you just have to always trust, though, just trust your gut. You need to trust your own intuition. Because I feel like there is a situation around you. There's like someone who might be like trying to engage in some kind of trickery. It could very well have to do with like even money. Or your health. It's not good for your health. Spirit, how can my High Priestess strengthen? Oh. Yeah, as I say, it's about money, you know. Or health, something physical. Something you can touch, something material here. Just one more, Spirit. How can my High Priestess strengthen her wisdom, knowledge, and discerning of spirits? I mean, definitely. And there's the Empress. Wow, I don't know. I mean, you have like the King of Pentacles, the Queen, the Emperor, and the Empress. So one, this could have to be in relation to family. Could be relation to a marriage, a relationship. Could be in a relationship with someone you don't like. Maybe you're about to get married or something. And you don't, and there's some part of you that says don't do it. Well, you need to listen to that. Now, granted, if you're single, I will say this, that your person is coming, and you need to, I really do feel like you have the ability to know if someone's not right for you, and your person, if you are single, I'm telling you that your person is coming, and you don't need to, like, and you're going to know. You're going to know immediately that that's your person, that they're a good person, and if you have any doubt or you see any red flags, you really need to listen to that, because there's really no point in wasting your time and letting yourself be hurt. I'm getting a lot of messages here, and so I don't know if they're all going to apply to each person who picks this, or some of them are going to be specific, because I am getting something about a relationship or a marriage or potential marriage or something like that. I'm also getting something about yeah, because there is a big family vibe here, family, marriage, children. So, a lot of weird specific messages, like, yeah, especially if you're a mother and you have children and there's someone in your life that you, like, I feel like the way to strengthen your gift is just by actually using it, by, like, listening to it. Because if you have kids and there's someone in your life that, or trying to enter your life, that there's a feeling that you don't feel like they're safe, I really say you should trust that. Especially if there's somebody who drinks. Again, this could even be like, it could be, if it's even about your own parents. Whoever it's about, you need to trust it. I'm also, something about too, like, again, this is specific, so if it applies to you, if it doesn't, let it go. But if you are someone, if you've been doing a lot of, like, drinking or partying, then you really need, and I think you know this, I'm not telling you anything you don't know, I think you need to, like, cut back on and stop, because it's really not helping. You're not, like, in order to strengthen your gift of wisdom, if you want to be able to, like, if you have ever had a vision or a random, like, knowing about the future or a fact that's happening right now, and you were right, and you're like, man, I wish that would happen again, or how do I strengthen that? You need to be in your right, grounded, sober mind. You need to, like, address your own shadow side here. Especially, I'm also seeing if there's anything about, like, childhood trauma. I'm getting a lot of, like, really specific messages. I do feel like there might have something about either A, your own childhood or your own children. and I know there's like a situation in which might not be really like safe, or it wasn't safe. I do get like this vibe of like there is some kind of yearning for like, I don't know, like a partnership or like a true partner or like a twin flame or a soulmate or whatever it exactly is. And again, I say that when you find that person, you're going to absolutely know for sure because you have the ability. And if there's something like I said, you'll know, like if there's a person you're dealing with and you are seeing red flags or you feel like it's not meant to be, then you are correct and like you need to follow that. You need to trust your own intuition, your own gut. I also feel like I'm not saying like don't, I'm not like being judgmental or anything about like saying don't sleep around or something, but there is like, I feel like there is some kind of like potentially like physical abuse, and it could even be like, it's in a way it's almost, it could be your own, like you almost abusing yourself, for example, like, you know, like I just keep going back to some kind of like indulgence, like if you're find yourself like having lots of unmeaningful connections with people, like if you're drinking or if you're going out to parties or you're having one night stands. And I'm not being judgmental, I'm not saying that that's wrong, I actually don't think that's wrong at all, but in your case particularly, it's not um, it's not beneficial to you. I feel like you kind of might have been ignoring your gifts here. I feel like you do have this ability to know when someone is not good for you, or you know what might happen in a situation. You might actually know the future of this, like, just have this feeling like if I go and do this, something bad's gonna happen. And you need to trust that. You need to really put yourself first. You need to take care of yourself. You don't want to overindulge, but I feel like you really need to like put more love and care into yourself and your body. I mean, you have two aces here, so you have like, there's like the universe, God is like handing you some divine gift, some divine knowledge, and like actually even a divine like physical opportunity. Um, but it's almost like you're juggling, um, kind of like, I don't know if it's like dealing with, I don't know if it's like between two people, like the past and the like a past person, or like some kind of past pain or something like that. Or it could be like dealing with like if you have children and it's like dealing with the, like say you're not with the father of those children. This is a very really really particular message, really specific message for someone. Um, I really feel like there's something asking you to also take a really hard look in the mirror and take a really hard look at your own shadow side, because you're ignoring it's. So it's kind of, it is kind of sad that you have like such an amazing, you are the high priestess, you are psychic, you know things about, sometimes about the future, you know things about people, you know things about the present, but you're not actually like listening to them. You've been given like divine knowledge and you're not listening to them. And then I feel like you might be wondering, why are you constantly being blocked from all of like some kind of like goodness, some kind of stability, some kind of happiness, some kind of wish fulfillment. Um, and that's why. It's because you're ignoring your gut. You're ignoring your intuition, what you already know to be the truth. I don't think I think you know. If this resonates with you, you know what I'm talking about. I'm not telling you anything you don't know. Um, yeah. And ultimately, again, like, because of the magician here, like, your thoughts create your reality. If you would just listen to your gut, listen to what you know, and trust yourself and have confidence in yourself and understand that you are the high priestess, then tons of blessings, and I see tons of blessings and happiness here. This is actually a lot of awesome stuff here, but the reason I'm getting some kind of, it's like there's some kind of weird bad vibe here though, like some kind, and it's all coming from like ignoring the path that you know you need to go down. Why I love this card here, all these cards in this deck, they don't have people in them, okay? It's because it's inviting you to be the high priestess. It's inviting you to walk up those stairs and sit on that throne, okay? And so really what Spirit's saying is, how do you strengthen your gift of like wisdom and knowledge and discerning spirits is actually just listening to it in the first place and trusting yourself, trusting that it's the truth, and being able to look in the mirror and look at your shadow side or a particular person's shadow side, being able to admit the truth about a situation. If you know someone is not good for you, being able to like actually like just really admit that, or you know the truth. I mean, that really is, it's just accepting it. Yep. And the moment you start admit it, trusting yourself, taking care of your physical body, then blessings are going to come, health, happiness, stability, a partner if that's what you want. Yeah, it's all coming. It's like right there. You just have to like go the path that you know you're supposed to go down. And you really do need to like address your shadow side. And I just heard something like the cat's out of the bag or something. Yeah, this was like a really like specific message, and I'm sorry that it kind of maybe wasn't as positive. I think it can be very positive. Just please be the inner high priestess that you are. Let me know in the comments if that resonated. Bye-bye. Hello, my Hierophant. So you have chosen pile 3, and the gift that is assigned to the Hierophant for me is the gift of prophecy. And when I say the gift of prophecy, I don't mean telling the future. I actually mean, when I say prophesying, I mean the ability to use your words and your teachings to uplift people. So an example would be like what I'm doing when I'm doing my tarot readings. I am using the gift of prophecy because my goal is to use these readings to, whether it be heal, inspire, enlighten, just uplift people. And so that is the gift that you have chosen. That is what you're resonating with right now. And we're going to explore how you can strengthen that gift and how you can use it. And so I have a few oracle cards under here, and then I'm going to pull out the tarot to clarify and get some more details. And I chose the Hierophant because the Hierophant is like literally like, he's like the high priest. He's a preacher. It symbolizes, like social institutions, like for example, like religious institutions like the church, So that's what prophesying is about. It's about uplifting the church, which the church doesn't have to be a literal like physical church of people. It could be like, right now, like for example, again, going back to myself, like my little tarot channel, I think right now I have like 19 subscribers, so it's like that's my little church, and the people that I am talking to and trying to inspire. So this could be you could literally be a preacher, you could be a teacher. You don't have to be, but that's why I've assigned it to the Hierophant, because that is what he does. He literally uses the knowledge that has been passed down, things that he has studied and learned, and he goes and he teaches people and preaches to them in order to uplift them and educate them. So let's see what the oracle cards you have are. You have truth. You have, this has number 37. It's geranium. It says healing. And you have pine, which says awakening. So, oh, and this has the sign of Aries, by the way. And it's really interesting because Aries is like the tower is Aries energy, and then like on this card right here, I know I have like a really horrible camera, but, and I have the light on, but anywho, there's like a picture of like a tower here. So, yeah, right off the bat, you are meant to be someone who is meant to like share truth with people. The Hierophant is similar to the High Priestess in the sense that he's like the masculine equivalent to her. So he is an enlightened person, he's an awakened person, but where the High Priestess is someone who like gets her awakening kind of like from like the inside, and she just sits there and she's kind of quiet. He gets it from like knowledge that, you know, he that is passed down, and he studies things and he learns things, and he shares that knowledge with other people. And the you know, the way that you, when you prophesy, to strengthen that, when you go and you speak your truth and the truth of what you know to be the truth, it's going to provide, I think, both to people and yourself, healing and awakening. Like you, by going and talking to people and with the goal of healing them and enlightening them and lifting them up, you know, you can even awaken things in people. And I think that, I mean, right off the bat, like I can already say, like, in order to strengthen prophesying, you have to actually go and do it. So you are being encouraged to go and tell people what you know and teach them. Again, maybe you're someone, maybe you're like a tarot reader, maybe you want to be a tarot reader, maybe you want to start a YouTube, you know, and that's a way that you can strengthen that, you know, by actually speaking your truth, recognizing it, not hiding it. You might be in the like, and I always, like, one thing I'm thinking about here is like that quote that's like, you teach to learn. So by going out and telling people what you know to be, you know, the truth, or what you know is your truth, with that goal of like, you know, like the way when I do tarot readings and I'm like, you know, trying to like enlighten people and like lift them up and be like this reading is meant to like tell you what your spiritual gifts are, because I'm trying to encourage people to use their gifts. By doing such a thing, you will actually just really increase your own awakening and your own knowledge. It's a very like great thing how it works. All right, so Spirit, tell me, how can my little Hierophant here, how can they strengthen their gift of prophesying? How can they strengthen it? And I just want to say, because when I said Aries and I saw this tower and the way that this like tree kind of looks like it's in like a storm, I feel like you are especially someone who can really uplift people in a really terrible time. Like something is kind of like if someone's experienced a tower moment, a sudden change, a shocking event, or you have, you know, going out and talking to people and sharing This tree looks really similar. I feel like that might even be like your strength. Helping people who have, you know, they need healing after when, you know, like, because what comes after the Tower is the Star card, and it's about healing after that. And I feel like you are somebody who could be like, really like, helping people who just have experienced like bad times or like loss. We have the King of Cups, the Six of Swords, my little eye just spotted the Temperance. Spirit, how can the Four of Swords, how can my Hierophant strengthen their gift of prophesying? Another one. I said, you know, it's like every time I do that, I'm like, I'm going to get one more. Spirit's like, no, you're not. You're going to get two. The Queen of Swords and the Five of Swords. Yeah, so this is really just reiterating what I just said, that you are somebody who are especially helpful in regards to helping people get out of, like, I mean, it could literally be get out of a crappy situation. Like, I don't know why I just thought of this, but like I was almost thinking of, like, you know, because a Hierophant can be like a counselor, so I was thinking of like a counselor who helps people, like a social worker or something, like with people who are experiencing some kind of like domestic abuse, potentially, or just like a situation in which it was just very chaotic and painful and hard, and being someone who can help people get through that. And like someone like you would be very good at like helping people navigate their emotions, help people like regain like mental stability. You might even be like, this could be something that you already do or you would be good at, but I mean, you might be even especially helpful for people who've had like some kind of loss, like a death in their life. Because this reminds me of like a funeral. I feel like that you're someone who is a very good listener, incredibly empathetic. Even if you've never experienced a situation yourself, you're very good at like listening and understanding it, and then being able to speak the kind of words that offer people peace, help people again like get out of like choppy waters, so to speak, you know, when things are very emotionally turbulent for them, helping them to, using your words to like give them like peace and clarity and like stability. I think that you're very, very good with your spoken words. I think that your words can be incredibly transformative. That when you
She never talked into the mic at all.
speak to people, you might even be someone who's really good too at being able to like calm, like being almost like a mediator. Like, so it's like you could be like a lawyer, or you could be good at being a lawyer, like someone who's a mediator and able to like say family counseling, for example, being able to like settle like disputes between people and help give peace. Like, I feel like you're a very fair kind of person. You're able to listen to all the sides of the situation. Yeah. Ace of Swords. Intelligent, truthful. I think you're able to really cut through to the heart of the matter. Like, you could really listen and figure out. Like, I think you'd be really good at, like I said, family counseling, mediating, being able to, like, really cut through to the heart of the matter, the truth of the situation. I think you'd be especially good at helping families heal, helping someone heal from like domestic abuse or something. Now we have the Two of Wands and we have the Moon. You like, by just continuing to talk to people and listening to people and like basically just being who you are and really like honing in on that communication and that teaching, I think that you're like you were very good at helping people like look to the future, speaking on how like bright the future can be, helping people move on from the past. Again, I'm seeing in the Moon card here, the Towers. So just really like being good at especially helping people through tough times or after something bad has happened. It's the Queen of Wands. Spirit, how can my Hierophant help people? How can they I was going to say how can they help people, but that is what you're doing. But how can they strengthen their gift of prophesying? I'm going to do one more. One more, I said. The Empress. Empress. Yeah, I think you'd be really especially good with helping women, mothers, children. Sorry about that. I actually ran out of space on my card and my camera. So anyway, what I was saying was, what I believe is that I think I was saying something, you'd be very good at helping women and children, especially families. I see that. I was saying like looking to the positive. I think always like speaking, and I don't mean like toxic positivity. Like you do, like bad things happen, and it's recognizing that, but being able to like, the Queen of Wands here, she's holding a sunflower, right? And she's looking towards that way. And sunflowers always face the sun. And the sun is very representative of like illumination and happiness and truth and joy. So it's being able to, look to the positive and always trying to look on the bright side, and like how there's always the possibility, like you can always tell people you can always get out of this situation, you're not actually stuck, you can get out of this, you can have a brighter future. But also because the sun is illumination, you have this truth card here, and you have the Ace of Swords, and like even awakening, it's also like encouraging you, always speak the truth. Never be afraid of speaking the truth, because that is going to strengthen your gift, and that's what's going to help people no matter what. Even if the truth, sometimes the truth hurts, okay? Swords can cut you. And it's not like you're trying to purposely hurt people, but it's not like just being like positive in a toxic way, because the truth sets you free, okay? So being someone who's always willing to speak the truth, by doing that, you can actually awaken people, and you can get them out of their own denial. And you might even be like again, going back to like helping people, like families, like if there's someone who is in like, say, a toxic relationship, being willing, like, to be there for them regardless. You're not going to abandon people even if they're going to stay in it, but being willing to tell them in a very gentle, empathetic, loving, but truthful way, like, this situation is not good for you. Okay? And like, by speaking truth, always really focusing on telling the truth, you can break people free of their illusions. And that ultimately is going to lead them to happiness, okay? Like, you're absolutely someone who, and now I don't know if you are someone who already does that or if you find yourself holding your tongue, but I feel like Spirit is telling you not to do that. Like, I mean, granted, as the Queen of Swords, she does know when to hold her tongue and when to speak. She's wise in that. But when it is time to speak the truth, Spirit is encouraging you to do that, even if it might not be what that person wants to hear, because you are ultimately going to help that person. You can awaken people and heal people with your words by teaching them. And, you know, really, like, I like awakening the way this person is sleeping, and it's like the moon is under it. It's like there are people, sometimes they live in illusions, and you have the ability to prophesy and tell people things and teach them and lift them up and then ultimately awaken them to the truth, which is going to lead to happiness. Because the truth is that being under an illusion, that's never real happiness. Okay? Yeah. I mean, I really do think this is just encouraging you to, like, to use this gift, to speak truth to power. And sometimes, and I think that, like, your knowledge of things, like this ability to prophesy, it's kind of like comes from multiple places. On one hand, it is going to come from the things that you've learned and studied. Like, say you're a counselor, for example, or a teacher or something. You go to college for that. You actually learn things. You learn the psychology. You learn the methods and all that. But at the same time, there's a level of, like, intuitive, divine knowledge that you have as well. And being able to put those together and speak to people and teach them. And I really do feel like this is encouraging you to embrace that kind of, that ability you have to be empathetic and help people out of bad situations, help them out of their illusions, help them out of, like, when they're feeling stuck. I think that's what your spiritual gift is. That you would be surprised sometimes at something that you say that can change someone's life. I mean, I've had it happen. I've had things where people have said something that has changed my outlook, and I've taken action, and ultimately it really had made a difference and changed my life because of just something that they said. Even sometimes just giving a kind word to somebody, telling someone that you believe in them, telling someone that things will get better, sometimes that in and of itself can do amazing things for people. Just being someone who says, like, I see you, you know? And I do think this is also, like, making sure that you're telling yourself this truth as well. Being able to admit the things that you like, that you've learned, and the things that you know to yourself. If being able to speak this to yourself, if you ever find yourself in a bad situation, being able to take that same, like, positivity and that same no bullshit attitude with yourself is really important You know, it's like a practice what you preach kind of thing. I think that you're being encouraged to, like, I think you're being told by Spirit here that you are smart, you're enlightened, you have a lot of knowledge, and be it from like actual like traditions and passed down knowledge, but also divine knowledge, and that also you're an incredibly charismatic person, and that you are somebody who, if you step into your power and attempt to actually teach people and educate them, that you're going to make a huge difference. So it's really like how you can utilize this is just being encouraged to be who you are, speak truth, be the leader that you are, and that you can change lives through that. There's a lot of like fives here, which are about change. It's also kind of about chaos, so I do think that you are someone who especially operates well in chaos. You can really help people who are in chaotic situations. You're someone who can remain calm and like really like utilize the things that you've learned to help people, and that's a really important skill and gift. And I do think that you're someone who is really like grounded and stable, and you're strong. You are someone who can be strong. You know, pine trees, they don't die in the winter. You know, they stay green. So even in the darkest, coldest times, you are somebody who stays alive, you know, stays green, and can really help people through that. I really feel like that's what this is. If this is resonates with you at all, and something you wanted to pursue, I feel that this is just validation and confirmation for you to do that, because that is like your calling. You would be a great teacher, counselor, preacher, what have you. Yeah, let me know in the comments if that resonated. Bye-bye.